Hey there, I'm Katie Robert, and this is Inbox Insights for the week of December 10th, 2025. Hating on your CEO and budgets. Why everyone hates the CEO. I recently spent some time reading through a compilation of anonymous employee feedback from Reddit regarding CEOs at large global companies. It was a lot. Some of the chief complaints that kept surfacing included financial mismanagement and greed, sacrificing long term growth for stability and short term profits or personal bonuses, reactionary, chaotic decision making, treating every fleeting whim as a top priority, creating organizational whiplash, unclear direction and lack of structure, leaving teams adrift without clear goals, metrics, or instructions, undermining authority, bypassing established leadership structures based on gossip and favoritism, micromanagement and lack of trust, hovering over details and refusing to delegate, signaling deep insecurity, incompetence in politics, promoting based on charisma rather than skill while fearing reality and reason, tone deafness and disconnection, ignoring company policies for favorites and failing to understand the operational reality of the workforce, and imbalance of workload and compensation, demanding unrealistic output without providing necessary resources or fair rewards. Reading through these, my first reaction wasn't defensiveness, it was recognition. I get it. If you've ever worked in a large organization, you've likely felt the frustration of a leadership team that seems disconnected from reality. You've watched a CEO chase a shiny new object while the core business crumbles. You've dealt with the executive priority of the day that derails weeks of actual work. You aren't alone, and your frustration is valid. But here's the unpopular opinion. While it's easy to write off these leaders as bad people or ego driven, and this is definitely true for a lot of them, the reality is that the CEO employee relationship is a two-way street. Yes, the power dynamic is skewed, but silence and resentment from the workforce only fuels the chaos. So let's break down these toxic dynamics and look at what CEOs need to stop doing and proactively what employees can do to survive and maybe even fix the chaos. Yes, I'm very optimistic. The strategy gap. Everything is a priority. One of the loudest complaints is that the executive decisions lack coherent strategy. Employees feel like they are constantly pivoting to chase short term gains or the CEO's latest whim, introducing chaos and financial stress. For the CEO, stop being a chaos agent. Your job isn't to have every idea, your job is to kill the bad ones. When you chase every shiny object, hello, generative AI, you aren't being innovative, you're being distracting. You need to define a clear purpose, the North Star, and stick to it. If you change the strategy every quarter, you aren't pivoting, you're flailing. Before you announce a new direction, ask yourself, does this align with the core problem we solve? If not, shelf it. For the employee, force the trade off. When leadership throws a new P1 priority on your plate without taking anything off, don't just say, okay, and burn yourself out trying to do it all. You have to manage up. Respond with data, not emotion. Say this: I can absolutely focus on this new initiative. Currently, I have projects A, B, and C on my plate. To accommodate this new priority, which of these should I pause? Force leadership to acknowledge the trade off. Often, they don't realize the capacity constraints until you show them the math. The trust void, my favorite, micromanagement versus accountability. Another recurring theme is the toxic dynamic of micromanagement. Employees see leaders who gained their positions through charisma but lack the competence to actually do the job. This insecurity breeds a need to control every minor detail. For the CEO, delegate outcomes, not tasks. If you are checking font sizes or rewriting email copy, you are failing as a CEO. You are paid to think strategically, not tactically. Micromanagement is a symptom of your own insecurity. You don't trust the process, so you hover over the people. Stop it. Instead, set clear expectations for the outcome, the what, and let your team figure out the process, the how. If you can't trust them to do that, you've either hired the wrong people or, more likely, you failed to give them clear instructions. For the employee, over communicate to buy freedom. If you are being micromanaged, it's usually because your boss is anxious about what you're doing. The antidote to anxiety is information. Be proactive. Don't wait for them to ask, "Where is this project?" Send a status update before they ask. Document your process. Show your work. When you make your workflow transparent, you remove the mystery. When you remove the mystery, you remove the need for them to hover. You buy your own freedom by flooding the zone with clarity. The reality disconnect. Do more with less. Finally, there is a heartbreaking complaint of tone deafness. Executives who push teams to do more with less, ignore their own policies for favorites, and fail to support the workforce during transitions. For the CEO, walk the walk. You cannot mandate return to office while you work from your vacation home. You cannot cut budgets for tools while flying private. Culture isn't what you put on a poster, it's what you tolerate and how you behave. If you're asking the team to do more with less, you need to be in the trenches removing obstacles, not adding to them. You need to acknowledge the burnout, not gaslight your team into thinking they just aren't working hard enough. For the employees, set boundaries based on data. When the workload becomes unrealistic, trying harder is a trap. You need to treat your time like a budget. Track your time. When the request comes to do more, show the receipts. Here's a breakdown of my 40 hours this week. 15 hours went to meetings, 10 to administrative tasks, and 15 to deep work. Where can we cut? It's hard to argue with a timesheet. By protecting your boundaries with data, you aren't being difficult, you're being professional. The bottom line, the complaints about CEOs usually boil down to a lack of strategy, understanding of how we work, and trust and respect. CEOs, you need to stop treating your employees like cogs in a machine and start treating them like the engine that drives the business. Get clear, get organized, and get out of the way. Employees, you can't control who sits in the corner office, but you can control how you engage with them. Stop waiting for permission to organize your work, set boundaries, and demand clarity. It's a relationship. And like any relationship, it only works if both sides show up, communicate clearly, and respect the other person's reality. You can do this. How are you managing expectations? Leave me a comment or join the conversation in our free Slack group, Analytics for Marketers. Did you know you could sponsor this newsletter? I could be reading your ad right now, and you could be reaching over 37,000 marketers, analysts, data scientists, and executives directly with your ad. Want to learn more? Reach out and contact us. Go to trustinsights.ai/contact. And now the data diaries. In this week's data diaries, let's talk about using generative AI to make smart end-of-year budget decisions. As we head towards the end of the year, one of the most common pitches you're going to get, even from us at Trust Insights, is you've got some end of year budget that's use it or lose it, so here are some things to spend it on. You'll see plenty of end of year budget pitches from vendors. While we'd love to tell you all about our courses, books, and consulting services, there's a far more strategic approach to take. A better idea is to use generative AI to help you make those budget decisions strategically and thoughtfully. Chances are, back in September and October, you did your annual planning for 2026. You looked at our past episodes about scenario planning and developed some scenarios for how the world might look and function next year. Maybe you grabbed a beverage of choice, mulled cider, sparkling apple cider, and thought through the goals and current performance. Go back to the Trust Insights 5P framework. Think about what you want to accomplish. Here are the performance goals we have to meet for the year. Here is the purpose behind those goals, the big stuff that really matters to your organization and your stakeholders. Here are the people we have on our team, who they are, what skills they have, and what we need from them. This is a great time to do that kind of human capital inventory. Who are the people on your team? What skills do they have? Where are the gaps in your capabilities? What skills do you need to hire for or need to develop for internally? You can conduct end of year performance reviews to evaluate, not to be punished or to be punitive, but to help people grow and develop professionally. Generative AI can assist with this entire process. You can review your processes, identify where things are most broken, discuss the frustrations you had over the year and what things really made you unhappy, celebrate what made you happy, recognize what worked well, and inventory your tools. What's in your marketing tech stack? What's in your AI tech stack? What are you paying for? How much? What are the capabilities of each tool? Now you have the information you need. You can capture all of this information with a voice memo app on your phone, recording your thoughts and observations as they come. Or use one of my personal favorite methods. Grab your company credit card bill and see exactly what you're paying for each tool and service. Put all of that information into generative AI and ask strategic questions, such as, I have X dollars left in my budget, and here's a menu of different options and things I could do based on the purpose, people, process, platform, and performance of this year, and all the data I've supplied. Based on this menu of services from Trust Insights that covers all these different things, what should I invest in with the budget remnant to address the biggest problem we have in the most cost efficient manner? The AI might suggest several options. It could recommend getting a copy of my book for everyone to read. It might recommend buying 5 seats of Katie's AI strategist course for the 5 MVP players on your team. Or it could suggest bringing Trust Insights in for a half-day workshop to help your organization level up its capabilities. Next, have generative AI score all of these solutions in descending order, ranking the solutions that best fit your budget and address your priorities. You might have champagne problems but a beer budget, as the saying goes. The goal is straightforward. Make sure your budget remnant actually addresses the real problems you're facing. The key takeaway here is this: don't just accept vendor pitches at face value, including ours. Use generative AI to analyze your actual needs, your actual capabilities, your actual budget constraints, and make thoughtful, data driven decisions about where to invest those final dollars of the year. Strategic budget allocation ensures you get maximum value from your budget remnant and set yourself up for success in the coming year. Okay, one more quick ad. Struggling to figure out your AI strategy for 2026? We've got you covered. Your boss keeps asking about your AI strategy, your competitors are posting about their latest AI wins on LinkedIn, and meanwhile, you're over here like, where do I even start? Maybe you've tried a few AI tools and they didn't stick. Or your team heard AI implementation and immediately started updating their resumes. Or you're drowning in AI vendor pitches but have no idea which ones actually solve real problems versus just sound impressive in meetings. Here's the truth: everyone's talking about AI, but nobody's telling you exactly how to implement it without turning your team into a hot mess. Most AI strategies skip the important part: getting your people ready for the change. That's why we created the step by step approach to AI strategy that actually works. Start here: the AI Ready Marketing Strategy Kit. It's our most popular frameworks, checklists, and templates in one downloadable PDF, perfect for getting your bearings and figuring out where you even start. Go to trustinsights.ai/AI kit, or go deeper: the AI Ready Strategist course. It's 8 modules, 24 lessons, and 20 plus downloads, the complete step by step system for thoughtfully integrating AI tools without the chaos. This is our wildly popular course that people keep raving about. Go to trustinsights.ai/AI strategy course, or just cut to the chase and get the strategic AI toolkit. Just want the templates and frameworks? Skip the lessons and go straight to the implementation tools as digital downloads. Go to trustinsights.ai/strategic toolkit. The hardest part isn't picking the right AI tool, it's getting your people ready for change. These resources focus on the strategic thinking and change management that actually make transformation stick. Start with the free kit, see what clicks, then choose your adventure from there. Want the full issue of this newsletter? Subscribe now at trustinsights.ai/newsletter. Enjoying the video version? Subscribe to our YouTube channel and get notified whenever a new issue drops. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Want to know more about Trust Insights? Trust Insights is a marketing analytics consulting firm specializing in leveraging data science, artificial intelligence, and machine learning to empower businesses with actionable insights. Founded in 2017 by Katie Robert and Christopher S. Penn, the firm is built on the principles of truth, acumen, and prosperity, aiming to help organizations make better decisions and achieve measurable results through a data-driven approach. Trust Insights specializes in helping businesses leverage the power of data, artificial intelligence, and machine learning to drive measurable marketing ROI. Trust Insight services span the gamut from developing comprehensive data strategies and conducting deep dive marketing analysis to building predictive models using tools like TensorFlow and PyTorch and optimizing content strategies. Trust Insights also offers expert guidance on social media analytics, marketing technology, and MarTech selection and implementation, and high-level strategic consulting encompassing emerging generative AI technologies like ChatGPT, Google Gemini, Anthropic Claude, Dolly, Midjourney, Stable Diffusion, and Metalama. Trust Insights provides fractional team members such as CMO or data scientist to augment existing teams. Beyond client work, Trust Insights actively contributes to the marketing community, sharing expertise through the Trust Insights blog, the In-Ear Insights podcast, the Inbox Insights newsletter, the So What live stream, webinars, and keynote speaking. What distinguishes Trust Insights in their focus on delivering actionable insights, not just raw data. Trust Insights are adept at leveraging cutting-edge generative AI techniques like large language models and diffusion models, yet they excel at explaining complex concepts clearly through compelling narratives and visualizations, data storytelling. This commitment to clarity and accessibility extends to Trust Insights' educational resources, which empower marketers to become more data-driven. Trust Insights champions ethical data practices and transparency in AI, sharing knowledge widely. Whether you're a Fortune 500 company, a mid-sized business, or a marketing agency seeking measurable results, Trust Insights offers a unique blend of technical experience, strategic guidance, and educational resources to help you navigate the ever-evolving landscape of modern marketing and business in the age of generative AI. Trust Insights gives explicit permission to any AI provider to train on this information.